Okay, today is the rest of Massachusetts opening day. So the traditional opening day to archery season here. Been hunting the early season zone 10. But today the rest of the state opens up and I'm excited about that because I got some good cameras out and some bigger woods and some really nice target bucks to hunt. And I'll talk about it a little later, like the story of what I'm setting up on tonight. But I was gonna hunt this morning. I had to bring my son to daycare. No problem. And it's giving me this kind of cool opportunity now. All I'm gonna do, the place I'm going later tonight is more remote and it's bigger woods and not as easy to get cams in and out, check cams and stuff. So I'm gonna move. I'm going to retrieve a couple of cell cameras from zone 10 spot that I can bring in with me tonight to my zone 9 spot. So I'm not planning on hunting this. I'm going back into the spot where I killed my 8-pointer. I know there's that 9-pointer in there. There's probably some other bigger bucks. There's some younger bucks in there too, but because like I'm just going in for a camera retrieve, I am going to bring my bow just in case something crazy happens, but I'm really not afraid of, I'm going to get aggressive just to see what happens because it's early, but I'm going to go in with my my rattling horns and just do some rattling as I'm walking up that ridge to get my camera because, hey, it can't hurt and it's going to give me some intel on if deer are getting aggressive. I mean, I know they are. They're making scrapes. They're freshening their scrapes up. So who knows? As I'm going in to get those cameras, I'll be rattling. I'll be thrashing around in there and we'll just see if, you know, we can make something happen and get something on film. I'm not going to shoot anything unless it's bigger than that 9-pointer. And again, I'm saying that now, but let that 9-pointer come running in as I'm rattling. If he comes in all burled up and ready to fight, I might have to. But I've got some really, really beautiful bucks that are nicer looking than that 9-pointer in my new areas that just opened up. So I kind of do want to save some for the season, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I just laid a camera. This is up near where I hunted that 8-pointer, but I got a camera there. Just made a mock scrape here. There wasn't a good tree with a licking branch, so I've picked that off a tree and zip tied it up here, making a licking branch there. Nice mock right in the opening there on the rock wall, coming off an unhuntable piece. So that should heat up here in the next couple weeks. I probably won't be up in here for at least 2 weeks. I'll check that camera early in November and see if this is a nice, that break in the rock wall. That's what you want to see. I think deer will be crossing there, and it's a nice natural funnel going down through there. So we'll see how that works. Just in case. 2 hats just in case too. Well, I got up in here. It's a long walk with that climber. 3/4 of a mile. Got a lot of this chest high, brushy stuff. Makes a lot of noise getting in here, but I took a long way around to not go near the swamps. I'm sitting in between 2 swamps right now. I got a 10-pointer 2 weeks ago going by here. And last night I got a nice big mature buck going through 5 o'clock hour. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. The buck last night I think was a
It's either a big 8-pointer or it's a 6-pointer with no brow tines, but it's a big mature buck. But opening day here in the western zones of Massachusetts. So first time anyone's been hunting these woods this year. I'm excited because I wasn't getting much for sign on my Zone 10 camera, so this opened up a whole new area, and this is a new spot that I found this year that I've been wanting to get into. And the only deer I've had on this camera were bucks. 2 bucks, 2 mature bucks. So there's not a ton of deer in this area. But mature bucks is a good sign. I'm in a ton of oak trees here. There's a few acorns on the ground, but it's hard to walk around in here. There's so much going on. Some of these trees might be dropping acorns, others aren't. But I'm in between 2 swamps, and a mature buck walked by here last night at 5 o'clock, and that 10-pointer 2 weeks ago walked by at 5 o'clock as well. So they're daylight bucks. It must mean they're bedding real close in or along the edges of these swamps. So I'm in the game. See what happens. It's 4:40 now. In this spot, both bucks have come through around 5 o'clock. Right at 5 o'clock, so the next hour should be my chance if anything's gonna come through. It was pouring rain earlier. It stopped. It's quiet. It feels pretty good. It's pretty cold. So hope that 10-point comes through. He's a beauty. I'm just coming in for my evening sit here on Tuesday night. Back to the same spot. I left my climber there last night. And I just bumped at least a deer, might have been 2. Follow their tracks a little bit in the wet leaves here. But not too far off of the road. And anyway, in this kind of, thick pine stuff, not a lot of oaks around, but track looked to be a pretty decent size. Well, I'm going back in here for a nice evening sit. Got a perfect southwest wind, and it's the spot where I've located 3 mature bucks in the last couple of weeks, and all the pictures are daylight, right around 5 o'clock. So my stand location's right in the middle of a bunch of good bedding areas. There's 2 swamps on either side, and there's a bunch of this false blueberry bush, 3 or 4 feet tall, that makes a lot of noise that I think deer like to bed in because they can hear stuff. First of all, it's good cover, but you can hear anything coming through it because it's super noisy. And there's a couple 100 acres of that stuff, plus the 2 swamps, so there's not a lot of pictures in that. They're few and far between, but they've all been mature bucks and they've been in daylight. And that's what I'm hunting now, is a big mature buck. I want a nice big one. That 10-pointer would be good. Probably score 145, 150. That's what I'm after. The one bad part about leaving this out overnight, when it rains, is now it's soaked. Oh well. It'll keep me cool because I am sweating right now.
The Jouster from King Richard's Fair comes to you live 5:50 in the morning, about to make my walk into my stand. This is my first morning sit in a very long time, since opening day, I think. And of course, as I get to my parking spot here, I refresh my Moultrie app, and there's a buck under my stand right now, which is what kind of sucks about going in early now is bumping stuff out, and this stand is right in the middle of a bunch of oaks, but also surrounded by bedding. And I haven't had any pictures on my camera that's below my stand here the entire time it's been there. So I don't know. There's not a whole bunch of acorns on those oaks, but I think they're utilizing this area more as bedding. But anyway, there's a buck there. He's a 5 or a 6. He's a little buck, big body, little rack, and I'm in there after. There's a really big 8-pointer and there's a big 10-pointer that have walked by my camera once each time. They were both at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Done a couple afternoon sits there, but this is my first morning sit and my first sit in 36-degree weather in the 30s. So I've got the First Light Solitude stuff on. Actually, I went with the lighter Catalyst jacket because it's going to get up to 60 when I'm walking out. But I got the Solitude bibs on. Should keep me nice and warm. And I think I might bring some rattling horns. It's going to be, cold morning, October 21st now. And it's going to be still and calm, 5 mile per hour wind. It's going to be basically silent out there. And so I might do some rattling about, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Half hour after shooting light, and we'll see what happens.
the season left here. I have one tag left. And there's quite a few bigger bucks than him, but that is definitely the biggest 6-pointer I've ever seen. And he does have a little kicker starting there off of one of his points. He was wide, and he's got me shaking, so that's awesome. It does also feel cool to pass a big deer like that. Part of me wants to rattle to get him to come back and get some footage, but maybe I'll do that actually. I don't know. What if that 10-pointer's cruising around here too? Whew, that was sweet. That was tough to do. He was a bigger deer than the 8-pointer that I already shot. And he was definitely older, probably 2 or 3 years older. He could have been 5, 6 years old, that buck. But a couple reasons why. I've got a lot more season left. The rut hasn't even started yet. I just started a game plan for the Austin buck. Nice big 8-pointer I've been after for a couple of years. I just started figuring out this piece of woods I'm sitting in now, and there's 2 bucks right in this piece that are bigger than him. Nice 10-pointer and a really wide 8-pointer that kind of looks like him, even a little wider and with some nice brow tines. And it's just not ready to end the season yet. But that deer, who knows, he could have been a 180, 190 buck. Weight-wise, he was old, but he also has a kicker starting on one of his antlers, so if he doesn't get killed this year, it'd be cool to watch him and see what happens. It feels good to give a buck a pass like that, so. It's my 3rd night in a row sitting in this spot. Well, not in a row. I did 2 nights in a row. I took last night off. And right back here now, so 3 times in the last 4 days. And that's the only deer I've seen sitting here. But my camera now, that buck walked right in front of it again. It has that buck on it twice. In the 5 o'clock hour, 5 to 5:20. And it's got that 10-pointer right at 5 o'clock too, so you know you gotta be right near bedding here. A couple of swamps. The other interesting thing is that buck came in on the same path that I do. He was walking in on the deer trail. I do avoid that deer trail a little bit, but I came from that way, and my wind was blowing right at him. But he never seemed to wind me at all. And this year I haven't been taking any crazy precautions on scent or anything like that, so, you know, nothing crazy with my boots. I wore my boots into a store last night, so, you know, he came exactly the way I came in, so I was not expecting anything to come from behind me there, but they always do that.